My name is Dylan Thomas DeJong Doherty from South Philly. My zodiac sign is Scorpio. We're at Rittenhouse Square. I used to come here like every day in high school, so I feel like that's why I was like, you know what, it's close. Let me do the interview there. My brother would always joke that like this was my like nesting grounds. So I would just be here. It's changed a lot though, so I feel like, I don't know, it's still in my heart though. But it definitely means a lot because it reminds me of back in the day, the good times. By taking photos. My Pop was a photographer, so I would always look at his stuff. My mom and my grandma would show me. He had like thousands and thousands of prints and whatnot in my grandma's crib, and I was intrigued by that. Truthfully though, I wasn't like into photo. Like I got into photo kind of later. It was like, I remember in 8th grade, my friend got the new iPhone, and I like fucked with portrait mode. So I would just like take hella pictures on portrait mode. And then I was like, damn, I need a camera. So I saved up, bought a camera. But I was like heavy sports. I wasn't like into sports and engineering and shit like that. I was gonna go to high school for engineering, and then I started taking photos, and I was like, that's it. So I actually had to write an artist statement about this. So if I can think back to it. I said, I'm documentary informed, and I'm a commercial, editorial, street photographer. So I say my style is kind of like a culmination of like street and documentary. I think that influences me the most because that's how I started out. And then like kind of fine art editorial-ish because I do a lot of like commercial and projects like that. To be honest with you, I think my favorite place to shoot is always going to be Philly. It's like where I feel the most comfortable. I love shooting. I have some friends who are also photographers out here, and we do like the whole little like walk up Walnut, then Chestnut, stop by outside of like the Foot Locker, talk to everybody who's chilling out there, go to City Hall, down to the other side of Market, through Chinatown. I feel like that's always fulfilling. You don't always get a lot, you know, it's not like New York. New York, I feel like, is like, kind of breeds street photography moments, and Philly kind of like, I feel like not really that you have to search, but like, you have to like keep your eyes peeled because there's some really nice soft moments that happen that don't really happen in New York just because there's always so much going on. So I'd say like I love shooting on the street. And then for like creative projects, I love a good like wall, like an interesting wall. I like when people just stand in front of a wall and look cool, and I can like color it how I want to color it. Other than that, I'd say I love shooting the people in my life. That sounds crazy. I love photographing the people in my life. They're just like, you know, the perfect subjects. It's nice to hold on to something. I have a terrible memory, so it's like, I think it kind of substitutes that. It's a great question. I like that question. I think it shaped it a lot. I think that like growing up in Philly is it's a great way to learn like real life and art at the same time. Whereas like New York can kind of sometimes be so prolific and so crazy that it's like kind of too much. But Philly is like, I mean, you're exposed to like real stuff right away. But also like beautiful like communities and shit, you know, it's different. Like Philly is like a city of neighborhoods, so I feel like it's like it shaped the way that I photograph because I really got to know how to talk to people and interact, and I think that that's like the biggest thing in my work, and the most successful aspect is like anyone can make good photos, but I think when you know how to build connections, it makes the work a lot more fulfilling and definitely a lot more natural too. I also feel like my mom being from Philly shaped it a lot too. She's an artist, and she kind of just, I don't think she even like purposely taught me how to be an artist. I think I just like watched her like be expressive and be herself, and that helped. And she's also like a Philly girl for real. Like she knows everybody. I'm always walking around and someone always knows my mom, and so it's like, that's cool, I guess. Could never get away with anything though. I would like go out and she'd be like, oh, I heard you with a girl today. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, my mom was a photojournalist for a little bit, but she's a painter. She's an incredible painter and illustrator, but mostly a painter. Yeah, I was shooting digital for a while. I got my first camera. It was a Rebel T7, and I was shooting all digital. I bought a 50mm lens because it was my like 8th grade teacher who was like, you get that, and and it was like really cheap. So I got that, and then I was really desperate to shoot film just because I thought it looked cool, and I didn't really know shit about it. So I got a disposable, and I would just start shooting on that. And then I've actually never bought a film camera, which is cool. I've been gifted all of them. So my first film camera I borrowed from a friend named Mia. Shout out Mia, because she kind of like, she's not really in my life now, but she definitely guided me at least a little bit. I really loved her work. She's not really shooting much anymore, but she gave me my first film camera. My friend broke it, and like we had to like go fix it up. I remember that day vividly. We were sitting like right here, and then the second film camera I got, I was photographing someone a couple blocks that way at this restaurant called D'Angelo's. This older Italian guy who owned the restaurant, and he was like, hold up, I have one of those if you want it. He came, gave me a Minolta point and shoot, and then my friend Jaden gave me this camera. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like I really have never bought a film camera. I've been gifted everyone that I use. And then my mom bought me this point and shoot. It's an Olympus Stylus 150. It's like an incredible, amazing point and shoot. So it was kind of natural how I started shooting film. And I just like the process of it better. I like the mystery. And I was thinking like, damn, if I could be able to see this right now, I don't think I would like be as excited or giddy about it, you know? So it's nice to like kind of have some mystery. And also like, it's a more physical process. I started scanning all my own film. So I'll get it developed and then go and sit for hours and scan it and get the colors exactly how I want it to look. It's cool because, you know, I do some commercials, some streets and whatever, so I guess I'll go through like each one maybe. I'd say a regular day shooting on the street. If I'm in Philly, I'll go out. By then I probably had a coffee. Today I had an iced tea and a double shot of espresso. I have a really bad caffeine addiction. So I guess I don't really shoot without having caffeine. But yeah, walk around, photograph, get caught up with some people. I run into a lot of people when I'm out. So I kind of like taking those little side routes and whatnot because you never know where it could bring you. I was at Wawa not too long ago, and these kids rode up on a bike and were like, yo, can you photograph us? So I used like half a roll on them. But yeah, I'd say like a regular shooting day is like just wandering around either in Philly or New York until I'm like tired or pleased with what I got. I'm never really pleased with what I got. And then for like creative projects, yeah, I would say creative projects is different. If it's on set or in the studio, get there, set up. Depends if I have like an assistant for the day, I'll have them help me set up, shoot, listen to music, rap, probably get some food. I guess a good example was the project I did for Nike. That was a really long, kind of unique shoot day. I was late, which was really embarrassing. I overslept. But I got there and we shot for like 12 hours. I mean, it's always a good time on set. What I love about being on set is that it's just like, you don't have to be anywhere else, you know? It's like that's your obligation for that allotted amount of time, so it's like, it's kind of peaceful to just know where you have to be at. Oh, I've been listening to Throw Some D's. Throw Some D's on repeat. It's because my brother's friend put it on like on the, you know how like at bars you can like go to like the thing, like the jukebox or whatever. He just plays it all the time whenever we're out. And then I really do like Good Flirts, Baby Keem song. Oh, yeah. So I'd say that. And then maybe Send In My Love, Janae. Or Champagne Supernova by Oasis. That's been like, I made a little playlist. I don't do playlists, but I did. On March 13th, I was like, you know what, no, I'm gonna make a playlist for the first time in like years. And I made a little playlist. and I've already abandoned it. I don't stay too long. I can't do playlists. I can't do it. I hate playlists. I just like go, every day I go by what I'm feeling that day in that moment. Oh, totally. Yeah, I feel like I've gotten like, it's like this, it's like probably the least toxic relationship I've been in for an extended amount of time. I feel like I just fall more and more in love with it. And then, you know, I hear a lot about, I thought for sure that like when I went to school, I was gonna start hating it because I had to do it. And it's just not the case. Like, I just love it even more. And I'm like so super obsessed with it. But I'd say it's changed. I used to think of it in such a different way. Even this past year, I think it's been like, since last summer when I started to like go out on the street with my friend Olu and Eli, they really helped me like reignite like this love I had for it and look at it in a different way. It was hard for a little bit, you know, working in New York, it kind of develops this like different, like the value kind of changes because I was looking for like money and whatnot. And I mean, you know, you need money to survive, but I think that I was kind of basing like my work's worth off of who was in the photo, how much I got paid for the photo. But working with them kind of just made me obsessed with, you know, just the photos itself, not worrying about who was in it. I love it, yeah. I wasn't really bad in high school, but like my senior year, like I was like, I'm not going to college, I hate school. Like I was late every day. I just wanted to play ball. I would just go to the gym and play basketball all day. I'd skip class. I still did my work. I was just like on some bullshit. As soon as I started the NYU application, I go to NYU. I was like, oh, I'm getting in. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, watch this, I'm about to get into NYU. She's like, okay. Because she knew I was, you know, she was getting emails like, Dylan's been skipping class and this and that. And I was showing up to school at like 10 a.m. And then, yeah, as soon as I started the application, I was like, I'm getting in. And then I got a full scholarship, and she thought they made a mistake. My mom thought it was somebody else. And then I got into this like Dean Scholars program, and she was like, are you sure they have the right Dylan?
Please.
And I was like, come on. But I love going to school for photography, and I love the structure of it because I'm not a very structured person. So I think it adds something in my life that I desperately need. Like otherwise I would probably just like drink beverages all day and just wander the streets, which like maybe I'll get paid for that one day, but not yet. Oh, I love this one. This is the Canon EOS Elan 2, and it has like amazing autofocus for its time. It's like, I think it's from like the 90s. My friend Jaden gave this to me. He's also a photographer. Shout out Jaden. He's also pretty influential in my photo career. And yeah, I really love this camera. The only thing that is annoying is that the shutter's really loud. So like I'll try to like sneak a photograph of someone and it's just like and you can't really get away with it as easy. I love the Mamiya RZ67. It's just like a sick camera. I shot my friend Liam's album cover on that camera. I love the way that shutter sounds, and I love holding it because it's like a waist level viewfinder. You have to look through like this and then shoots like that. And then I'd say digital cameras. I love the Canon 5 DSR. It's like it's not a mirrorless camera, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't like mirrorless cameras, but it's kind of soft, and I feel like I can always get my colors right when I photograph with it. So yeah, I'd say those are my answers. And then I used my friend Eli's Contax G1, and that was fun. It was like it's kind of small, but it's heavy. It's like titanium. So, can you get him real fast? He's lit. Dude, he's actually lit. I use Lightroom, but lately with like, you know, my film scans, I've been trying to scan them as close as I can. Same with my photos. I try not to do much post-production, just because, yeah, I'm not really into like the edit crazy and retouch and all that. Like my practice is rooted in reality. So I like my photographs to like be realistic and the colors in the photographs to be realistic. I think that when I was younger, I definitely like to edit and do a bunch of crazy shit more, but like, I don't know, as I've gotten more into it, I'm like trying to shoot closest to how I want it to look. And with film, when I scan my own film, I use the Imicon or the FlexTight X5, and so I'm really able to like get it exactly how I want. We're at the Schuylkill River Park. It means a lot to me. I used to fish right here with my dad. That was like, my dad was always super busy, and so he would have one day off of work a week, and it'd be Sunday, and we would come down here and fish. We would drag my brother and my mom, and my brother hated it, and he would just sit there and be upset. Sometimes he wouldn't. And yes, we come here and fish. We catch catfish, perch, striped bass sometimes. Can't eat anything out of here though, it's disgusting. So yeah, I mean, it means a lot to me in that sense. Also, during COVID, I would walk up and down the river trail to the art museum and back with my brother and his best friend Amadou. And that's really special to me because Amadou, he was in a coma, and so his reality changed a lot. And so whenever I'm here, I just think of him a lot. And the days that we used to spend here. So yeah, there's a lot of great memories here, all positive memories, no bad memories. I think like, especially lately, I've been becoming a lot better of an artist because of the art that I'm looking at. So I would say 100% Renelle Medrano, Gabriel Moses, Nan Golden, she's, you know, an older one, Gordon Parks, for sure. And then more Philly, like local photographers, Nazir Wayman, he's incredible, Olu Okimute, I hope I'm saying his last name right, and Eli Haziel. They're all incredible and really bold and equally obsessed with the craft, which I think is like the best thing for you to be as an artist. And like, no matter if you're like making the most beautiful or special work, if you're obsessed with it, like it'll show somehow. So yeah, them. And then I would say, as I was starting out, I was really inspired by Jamel Shabazz and his portraits of people in Brooklyn, similar to what I was trying to do in Philly. But I didn't really learn about his work until my teacher gifted me his book in the 12th grade when I was graduating. And then my grandfather too, his name is Neil Blank, was Neil Blank. So yeah, those are just the some. Stephanie Ocean as well, my friend Stephanie. Isaac Wheatley, my friend. I feel like I'm really so inspired by my friends the most. I kind of feel like Olu and Nazir and them and like that whole crew is like doing it justice now. And they have been for a minute. So I don't even want to, I feel like it would be disrespectful to say the whole Philly, but I feel like the whole Philly doesn't get recognized as like how powerful it is as an art scene as it should. And I even talk shit because I'm like going to New York and seeing like, you know, how transformative that could be kind of makes me like wish that Philly were like that. But I would say in a sense kind of the whole Philly, but in a smaller section, maybe like South Philly and like kind of where I grew up. You know, it's changed, it's gentrified now, so it's different, but growing up there was so many stories to tell. And I think that's like not really a real regret because I didn't have the same mindset as I do now. I just wish I took more and more photos of like my neighbors and the people I grew up with and my family out there and shit like that. So on a personal level, yeah, South Philly, because I wish I photographed it more. But on a big level, I would say the whole Philly, like not even that it hasn't been photographed, it's that I just wish more people could see the photos, the amazing photos that like the photographers who live here take. Yeah.
Is there a photo that you've taken that has surprised you, that has like turned out better or completely different than you expected?
Yeah, there's one recently that I took, and I'm like in between figuring out how to share it, if I want to share it. I was walking down 21st Street or up 21st Street North, and I think it was in like November, and there was this man doing construction. The photo, let me preface, in the photograph it looks like he's dead because he's laying down in like this like kind of like old red spray paint, and it looks like his head is like bleeding. But I shot it like, I had my camera over here and I kind of snuck it and shot it from the hip. And I was like, that definitely wasn't exposed at all correctly. I like, whatever, da-da-da-da. And then I got it back and I scanned it, and it was like, one of the photos that I like really felt like it felt like large. Like even though it like, whatever, it just felt like kind of grand to me. Like this is one of my bangers. So I'd say that. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to share it. I've been really struggling to share my work. So I want to put it out there though. I try to shoot for myself. But it's hard, like I think that's the struggle with like sharing work is like, I have all these like personal moments and shit that like, they make sense to me because it's my life. But I'm always thinking about if they'll make sense to other people in the way that I see it. And like, is this artful? Is this art? Or is this like just a snapshot of, my life? But you really shouldn't, it's easier said than done, but like you can't think of it that way. So I do shoot for myself. I think lately I've really figured out how to shoot for myself. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, the people who follow me love the music stuff, love the like editorial stuff. And I'm like just not as much into that right now. But then it's like, it's hard because Instagram it's a great tool, but it's, that's how I'm trying to build a career. So I kind of have to do both. But I'd say a mix of both, but I definitely right now have been shooting more for myself than anybody. Coffee, yeah. I'm like, me and my brother would never come to the coffee shop. I'd always go with my mom. But my mom's sick, so she stays in the house more now. But so my brother we started going together, and yeah, I just love coffee, bro. Like I spend so much money on it, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'll keep it simple. I'll just get like a iced latte, iced vanilla latte, or a cappuccino. Today I got an iced tea and a double shot of espresso. Other than that, I haven't really been obsessed with anything. Like I feel like I used to be obsessed with basketball. I feel like I'm always obsessed with basketball, but I just haven't had the time to play. It's been winter and shit, so my obsession will come back, when the weather's right. Yeah, I love watching basketball. Oh, okay, I will be honest. I was a little bit obsessed with sports betting for like a month or two. Didn't really make that much money off of it, but it was just fun. And now I feel like I know like everything that's going on in the league. Like even the players that like I shouldn't know how they're doing, I know because I don't want to put money on them. So yeah, I'd say that too. But I'm over it. I watched this documentary in one of my classes called Born in Brothel, and this like group went to India to a bunch of kids who were born into like brothels and with mothers who were prostitutes, and gave them all cameras, and they were like 8 or 9 and had like this really tragic and like traumatic stories, but their photographs were incredible, and it was kind of it's just inherent and natural. They had not really much like or any photographic experience, and so that was like I was just like, damn, again wishing that I could go back to when I was like 9 and photograph. So that made me want to pick up my camera. Yeah, I think that it's more of like a lack of memory. A lot of the reason why I started photographing was because I would like straight up just not remember shit. I really do have a terrible memory, and my mom and brother have a really amazing memory. So I felt like I was kind of left out. They would, you remember this, you remember that? And I'd be like, I don't remember that. So I think that it's like, like a substitution for that. And I think like, also like my dad passing, I think that was like the biggest thing where it was like, I have like maybe like 10 photos with him. So I was like, I'm not gonna let that happen to anyone else. So I would like start to photograph more and more and more. Cause that's really hard. I've been like nowhere. I've been to Tulsa, LA, New York, New Jersey. So I would say, I kind of honestly want to go somewhere in America, maybe Louisiana. I feel like that would be cool. My next door neighbors growing up were from Louisiana. Or maybe like, I don't know, somewhere I could fish. Hawaii. But Hawaii almost feels too beautiful. So yeah, maybe Louisiana. Right now, I'm gonna take a picture of you guys like this. Nice. And then next for me, there's kind of a lot that's next, which is exciting, but also kind of nerve-wracking. I've been working on a book, but it's super hard to like get that together. Other than that, more music stuff. I just had a meeting with Rock Nation. So maybe something with them, I don't know. Otherwise, I have a story with Office Magazine coming out soon, hopefully. But then besides that, I guess expect more photos of the people I love and people on the street. Me having more fun to be had. I like having fun, so I guess expect fun work. Find me on the street, around Center City. In New York, you can find me walking through the Lower East Side and Soho. You can find me at a function. I love to dance. Find me at a party. If you're playing good music, I'll be there dancing. You can find me in South Philly playing basketball at Capitolo or Marian Anderson. And you can find me on Instagram at 215photos. Yeah.
Hey, can I talk to you? Girl, I seen you dancing right here with your